So, election over and Britain is fixed. No, not quite. The Tory party have been ousted, and that is genuinely a really good bit of news. It's not that they've just been ousted, they've been absolutely decimated. They've been battered black and blue, and their traditional voters have all but abandoned them. That is a really good result for Britain. It's a massive result when we are looking to form a real coherent opposition to left-wing politics. Looking further on that kind of issue, the SNP up here in Scotland have also been caned. They've lost a huge chunk of their seats. And again, it just goes to show that the traditional SNP voters who are interested in, a Scottish party for Scottish people, they're not the Greens, and is very, very, very interested in children's sexuality. A party that had Humza Yousaf as the first minister, who has a massive problem with white people having the top jobs in their own homeland. These kind of things have not resonated well with the Scottish people, nor has the ongoing neglect of Scotland by the SNP. Our roads are in an absolute terrible state. Drug deaths are going through the roof. Our manufacturing industry is collapsing. They are so hostile towards the oil and gas industry, the things that can actually produce income and decent wages and therefore taxes. This country has been so badly treated by the SNP, and they've had their comeuppance. So have the Tories. People are fed up of this stuff, and people have chosen something different. There's over 150,000 people in Scotland voted for reform. It's crazy, but people want change. People don't want mass immigration. They don't want this trans stuff pushed on their children. They don't want foreign aid and money disappearing out of this country and going into other places when our people are struggling. They don't want migrants put in hotels when our homeless litter the streets. They don't want these kind of things. Comes down to the general election, and they finally get a chance to vent their fury. But we have also seen as well, people like the Lib Dems have picked up a lot of seats for not a huge amount of votes, because they worked very tactically and they utilised the community politics approach. Same with the Green Party. They made sure that they took a lot of council seats first back in May in Bristol, I believe it was, and then they've then used that as a platform to push their agenda, to get people on side and to get MPs elected. The community politics angle works. If Reform or any right-wing party want to make any sort of gains in politics in this country, they've got to start at the bottom. It's fine getting 4 MPs elected with Reform, and do you know what? Bloody good on them. But there needs to be someone to back it up. You can't change the world with 4 MPs. You need to have councils under your control, councils that can make people's lives better, their everyday lives better. You need to have that influence amongst large chunks of the population. You need to be able to influence the way things are done on a local level. Otherwise, 4 MPs counts for nothing. On the right, we need to unite under a common banner. We need to do the community politics route, because that is the only way for us to get any meaningful, long-lasting change for us, for our people, for our nation, and for all the generations that are to come after us. Community politics is key. It has worked. We've seen it in this election for the Greens and the Lib Dems. They have got real power out of this election. Only in small places, but they've got real power, and they've got something to back it up with. We need to do the same. There's no point in parachuting candidates in. It doesn't work. Look at all the nationalist parties in the elections. They've all done terrible because it doesn't work. Nobody's voting for these people. Nobody's voting in an election, general election, for random candidates that they don't know who they are, or internet personalities. It's not happening. You're as well voting for the Monster Raven Looney Party. If we're going to do this, we need to do it properly, we need to do it sensibly, and we need to take a constructive approach. And community politics is the only way to do this. So join the Homeland Party. Let's build the groundswell. Let's change this country. Let's make tomorrow better.